If you're an athlete and you didn't already set yourself up with a home gym that has weights in it before the pandemic started, then right now you're left with only body weight strength exercises in order to build and maintain your muscular strength. Today, it seems like everybody in the fitness industry is prescribing bodyweight strength training routines and posting them online. But what are the best bodyweight strength exercises for athletes? That's what we're going to talk about today on the Soccer Fitness video blog. Hello, I'm Richard Bucciarelli, and let's get something straight. Strength training with weights is easy. Well, not easy to do necessarily, but easy to prescribe. If you've got a simple barbell or a set of dumbbells in your home, then you can easily come up with hundreds of exercises to target your entire body. Want to make the exercises more challenging as you get stronger? Well, that's easy too. All you need to do is add 5 to 10% more weight to the exercises and you're done. During the pandemic, however, athletes have been forced to stay home, and as I mentioned previously, unless you've already set yourself up with a home gym, the only choice you have to build and maintain your muscular strength is bodyweight exercises. But that isn't necessarily a problem. You can train your entire body using bodyweight strength exercises, and as you get stronger, you can change the exercises up to make them more challenging and add more resistance as you go. The biggest challenge for any athlete is trying to determine which exercises are the most important to include into their routines, and that's what we're going to be discussing today. There are 3 main priorities for athletes when it comes to strength training, and these priorities don't change whether you're working with or without weights. The first priority are the glutes, hamstrings, and quadriceps. These are the muscles that extend the hip, knee, and ankle when you're performing sports movements. The second priority is the gluteus medius, a small muscle on the outside of the hip that externally rotates the hip and keeps the knee in proper alignment when performing sports movements. And the third priority are the muscles of the core. These muscles stabilize the spine and keep it in a neutral position while performing different sports movements. With these 3 priorities in mind, let's have a look at my choice for the best 3 bodyweight strength exercises. 1 exercise for each priority. The first priority are the glutes, hamstrings, and quadriceps, and you simply cannot get a better exercise to train those muscles than a single leg squat. Squatting movements are ideal to train the glutes, hamstrings, and quadriceps because they target those muscles in a movement that is exactly like the movements that are done in sports. Performing a squat exercise on one leg adds extra specificity to the movement and also helps any athlete eliminate imbalances that may exist between the left and the right side. Here is an example of a single leg bodyweight squat that can be done without any weights or equipment. All you need is a chair or a bench to squat down to and come up from. I'd like to draw your attention to a few technical aspects of this exercise. First, balance. It's not easy, but you want to make sure that you are as balanced as possible throughout the movement. Keep your weight evenly distributed on the foot, not too much weight on the front, back, or either side, and think about pressing your big toe into the ground as it will help to add some extra stability. Second, alignment. You want to keep your hip, knee, and ankle aligned so that the joints appear directly over each other when looking at the body from a front view. As you can see, if we draw a straight line from the foot and ankle upwards, all three joints, the hip, knee, and ankle, pass through that line. Third and finally, tempo. Ideally, the tempo should vary with this exercise, where the downward phase of the movement is performed slower for a count of 2 seconds, and the upward phase is quicker for 1 second. This will ensure that you are under control during the entire movement, and also going slower on the way down helps to train the muscles eccentrically, which can help improve strength and prevent injury. The second priority is the gluteus medius, a small muscle on the outside of the hip that externally rotates the hip and knee. If you're a little bit confused about what externally rotates means, just picture the hip and knee turning or rotating a little bit to the outside away from the middle of the body. This muscle and this movement are super important for any athlete because they make sure that the knee is aligned straight when the foot hits the ground from any running or jumping movement. And that straight alignment is really significant in preventing any type of injury to the knee, including to the anterior cruciate ligament or ACL, which is a commonly injured ligament in all sports, including in soccer. Training the gluteus medius can be difficult to do without any resistance equipment or resistance bands specifically, but there are ways to do it. Let's have a look at my favorite way. Starting with a side plank and keeping your hips squared off, facing the same direction you're looking, point the heel of the top foot towards the ceiling. Slowly raise that leg upwards, keeping the knee extended and the heel pointing towards the ceiling. You'll feel it right away in the glute medius. Try and you'll see. Some technical points to consider for this exercise. First, stability. You must be very stable before you lift your leg. You can do this by contracting your core muscles, which help to keep your spine aligned straight. You may also want to push the heel and side of the foot that is touching the ground into the ground to add some extra stability. Ankle angle. Remember to keep the heel of the foot aimed upwards throughout the movement. This will ensure that you target the glute medius as opposed to other muscles that abduct the thigh. Tempo. The tempo for this exercise should be more consistent, about 1.5 seconds up and another 1.5 seconds on the way down. Make sure you feel it going both ways. The third and final priority for bodyweight strength exercises are the muscles of the core, which stabilize the spine and keep it in a neutral position during all athletic movements. The good news here is that there are lots of ways to train the muscles of the core without any resistance equipment or weights. Let's have a look now at what I believe is the best exercise for the core muscles for any athlete. Start this exercise by getting into a push-up position with the arms extended and the hands directly under the shoulders. Next, contract the core muscles by making the stomach hard and pulling the belly button inward towards the back of the spine. Keeping the core muscles contracted, walk your hands forward in small 2 to 3 inch steps. You can go out as far as you're comfortable while still maintaining a flat back and a neutral spine. Walk your hands forward, hold for 1 to 2 seconds, then walk them back. Finally, as you can see here, if you want to add some more for your upper body, you can also throw in a push-up between each walkout. Some things to keep in mind with this one. First, keep your core engaged the entire time. You will know if the core muscles relax because it will cause your back to arch or your pelvis to move a little. Keep everything tight throughout the movement. Breathing. Avoid holding your breath and try to breathe rhythmically throughout the walkout and walk back. Tempo. This one needs to be done at a slow and controlled pace, as you can see in the example. Take your time with each hand movement and make sure you're not jumping from one position to the next. The exact number of sets and repetitions that you do of these 3 exercises in your routine can vary, but it's great to start with 3 sets of 10 repetitions, and you can perform the exercises in a circuit so you progress immediately from one exercise to the next without rest. Ideally, for an athlete, incorporating these exercises into a strength training routine 3 days per week would work best. Of course, there are hundreds of other excellent bodyweight strength training exercises that athletes can use in their routines to help build and maintain their muscular strength. These are not the only ones, but these exercises are simply my choice for the best 3 if you had to choose only 3. If you're looking for a much more comprehensive bodyweight training routine that has specific programs for strength, power, speed, and flexibility, varying difficulty levels from beginner to advanced, and customized workload based on your own fitness level and test results, then you should consider our Soccer Fitness Goals mobile fitness app. It's available for download today on all mobile platforms, including the Apple Store, Google Play, and BlackBerry Connect. We've got a link to download the app here and in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please click like, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And as always, please feel free to share this video with anyone who you think may find it interesting. That's it for the blog this week. We'll see you next time, and until then, keep reaching your soccer fitness goals.